Pete, I'd like to start off with you and ask you when you took the job with Capitol in, was it 1948?
I think it was 49.
Okay.
Yeah, in Stanley was the band in 48.
How you went about recording? What was your objective?
Well, at that time, Capitol didn't have any jazz people at all, and they asked me to see what I could do. And bebop was just getting started then, being very popular. So luckily, I found Miles Davis rehearsing a small group down at the village, and I liked what he did, and so I signed it. He was the first fellow I signed. And then we wound up doing all those wonderful sides that they later called, you know. But then I also signed all the bebop people I could get, a fellow called Babs Gonzalez, who was a singer. And we did some wonderful guys like Lenny Tristano, Buddy DeFranco, Charlie Barnett, and even Benny Goodwin, of all people, I had to go fly to record him. He was with Capitol. But that's the only people they had at that time. They had Benny Goodman, but they didn't have any of the young groups that I mentioned. And then, of course, my job was to record when people came to New York. Like I did all the Nat Cole things in New York, the things that became very popular, like LUSH LIFE and things like that. And also, Peggy Lee would come. I did Mel Torme's first big hit, Blue Moon. Any of the Capitol artists that came into New York, I would record them, besides all the instrumental people. Let's see, what did I miss? That's about it. If you have any questions.
Could we take a moment and discuss what it was like being in the session with the Miles Davis non-net when they were recording what came to be known as the birth of the cool music?
Well, we did one session, and I was very strict in those days. I learned that the stand Kent, we used to take a half hour before we even recorded by tuning up and everything. They weren't used to that, but I made sure that we went over and had everything was perfect in the recording with the engineer. And we took a lot of time, and also there were a few guys in the band who were kind of hard to get going. They're doing a little smoking and stuff in those days. Inside the barn, we had to fly them on the stand, and it wasn't easy, but we took a lot of time on that stuff because I really love what they were doing, and the guys wrote such great things, Jerry Mulligan and all the great writers. And we did the one session, and Capitol didn't know what to do with it, truthfully. They said, well, I want to do another session because we only did, I think, 4 sides. We took a lot, like 8 hours to do it. We took a lot of time to recording. And then we did another session, and same thing. And he had all the best men, you could get. And then for the last session, we took it, maybe wait about 6 months before we did it, and we did one more session. We did 3 sessions with Miles. And luckily, I had nothing to do by calling it Birth of the Cool or something. I don't know who originated that. We put a lot of the we put the sides out as singles in those days, and they didn't sell a lot, but the musicians loved them, and because of them, they started to sell. But it took a long time to make it a popular thing. And I say, I don't know who called it Birth of the Cool, but it was a great idea.
Yeah. We have one question.
How come, Pete, there was never any extra material for the big session? We went on before the chicken tracks come out.
Yeah, I don't know. We also did the last session with a singer. What was it called? Yeah, and I don't know, they didn't want to release those at first, and they finally put those out. I don't know why, in those days, they didn't write a lot of arrangements. Jerry Mulligan had his thing. Gil Evans, I think, only contributed one side, although he gets credit for a lot of that stuff. But it was his idea with Miles to have that combination, which is a wonderful combination, the tuba and French horn. In those days, they weren't doing that. And it was the sound of that band, trombone and all the great musicians, the opponents and all those people. I don't know. Capitol was very funny. Like when I did Lush Life, they never wanted to put it out. They said, what kind of music is that? That's terrible. But they waited 2 years. And finally they put it in the back of the thing, Nat Cole's called it, I think I'd Like It, Make a Million, one of those really corny tunes that Nat sold a lot, you know. And they put it out, and then the people started liking it. I was at MGM in those days, and people like Lana Turner, David Carter, people like, they loved that tune, that song, and the jockeys picked up on it, started to play it. Of course, musicians liked it, and it became a very big hit, but at first they didn't want to release it.
Thank you.